Are you in a relationship with your twin flame? Furthermore, how would you know if you were in a relationship with your twin flame? In this video, I'm going to share with you what is a twin flame? What does a relationship with a twin flame look like? Why do we have twin flames? And why do we have relationships with twin flames? A lot of this information is really going to surprise you. Hi beautiful beings, I'm Carol Rathel, occupational therapist, metaphysical minister. I help people on their awakening journey. I help people tune into the inner wisdom from upstairs and lead fulfilling lives. So let's get into it. What is a twin flame? A twin flame is an aspect of your soul that has gone into the soul of another person. Now, before you had this life experience, the two of you had an agreement that you were going to do this, and you agreed that you were going to meet each other at a certain time in your life and have a relationship with each other of some sort. Usually it's a romantic relationship. Another way to look at it, if you had a fire in the fireplace in one room and you were burning pine wood, you'd have pine logs, branches, maybe some little sticks, and somebody else in another room had a fire and they might be burning willow. And if you were to take a stick from your fire, and that's pine, and go into the next room and add your stick to the fire that's been burning willow, you are contributing to the uniqueness of that fire, and it changes the scent of the smoke coming off it in a way. It just adds a little bit of a change, a little nuance. And the person with the other fire might decide to take a stick from theirs and add it to your fire. And then if you imagine that fire is your soul, then when you come into this life experience, you've got two unique points of view on your life. We'll come back to that one a bit later in this video. What does a relationship with a twin flame look like? Fast, intense, furious. The attraction between you is almost instant. There's a recognition that goes on. It's like, I know this person, and you get together with them really quickly because they're experiencing that same type of feeling as well. It's like, I know you, I want to be with you, and you get together very, very quickly. There is an instant infatuation with each other, and it doesn't take long for that to fall into romance and lead into love. The physical attraction between you is super intense. In fact, everything about the twin flame relationship is major, exaggerated intensity. It's a word to describe it as exaggerated intensity. So when you meet with each other physically, you can go to touch them and see sparks between your fingers. I know this because I've had a twin flame relationship. I know what it's like. At the time I was kind of aware, but after it was over, that's when I really did my research, and I was able to look at that relationship and see that really was a very, very powerful example of twin flame. Mentally, the energy between you is powerful as well. You can finish each other's sentences. You can describe concepts and they'll understand you immediately. They think along the same lines. And that's because the psychic bond between you is so powerful. Remember, you've got a piece of each other, the piece of each other's soul. So this communication on physical level is just exaggerated. So the love is super intense. You don't want to be apart. And when you have to be apart, you're on your phones talking to each other by text or by ringing as often as you can. Now, the arguments that you have between you are also intense. The conflict is really exaggerated, and it can be heartbreaking that this other person has this other point of view that doesn't match your own, when everything else is just so well matched, and then you come across this thing that you disagree on. It's like, ah! And the saying, never go to bed angry, is so true for the pair bonding of twin flames. You cannot go to bed angry. If you do, you can't sleep. The misery is intense. So it's a good idea to make sure you resolve your differences and make up before bedtime. Otherwise your night is just going to be terrible. Now, another characteristic of a twin flame relationship is it is over quickly. Oh, I know. Carol, why would you say such a thing? Because a twin flame relationship is also intended to bring us a very powerful lesson or a very powerful learning that we wanted for this life. We are meant to learn this lesson quickly so it can open the way for us to meet our soulmate, for example. And we'll talk about that in another video. Or you maybe have a mission that you need to be on, and you need to learn this lesson quickly so you can get on board for your mission. So that's one of the reasons that we have these relationships, is to take 5 relationships worth of learning and condense it into one. And you made the agreement with each other before you came in. And when it's over, or when it's coming to an end, the pain is intense. It's really hard to face that the relationship is over, and it's really hard to let go. But once you do, the recovery can be, if you allow it, really much faster than breaking up a relationship that lasted years. And the reason for that is at the soul level, you know that the agreement was in place. You know that it was only meant to be short term. You know that a part of you is still with that person, but you're taking a different direction in life. Let's go on to explore why we do this. I've given you one answer, is to accelerate our learning. And the reason we accelerate our learning is so that we can get on our life path. It is often the light workers, the star seeds, the wanderers, the people that came in with a life mission who have twin flame relationships. The second part of that is that you can heal things from your past very quickly within a twin flame relationship. Like in the past, I lost the ability to have boundaries. So in the twin flame relationship, it manifested that I had no boundaries on what I was giving that person. So I gave them everything of myself. I focused on them. I forgot about my own well-being, and I focused on them to the extent that I created a wound in myself. It would not have happened that I came to that awareness if it had not been a twin flame relationship. It needed to be the intent exaggeration to wake me up. Not that I've had that many relationships in the past. I've deliberately avoided them because I knew that there was going to be a lot of pain. But I needed to have that pain to wake up to the real truth about myself. And that was that I wasn't loving myself. And the lesson I needed to learn was about self-love. It was also a lesson for me to trust my inner wisdom. What I would like to encourage you all to do is to go within and find your own inner wisdom. Use your own discernment on what is truth and what is not. And that was a lesson I needed to learn for myself. Your lessons may be completely different, but that's how it was for me. The other aspect of a twin flame relationship is it means that you can experience life from many different angles. Now, I think you know that Earth is going through a massive shift at the moment. We are in the time of the Great Awakening. Millions of people are waking up to realize that the reality we have been programmed to believe all our lives is just a fake reality. And we're waking up and asking the question, well, if that's not the real reason for our life, to get married, buy a house, have cars, best music systems, put our kids through schools that we don't like, work at a job we don't like, and literally work for 65 years of our life. If that's not what we came here for, then why did we come here? So it's opening up the question. Now that has relevance for twin flames, because we don't just have one twin flame. Before we came in, we might have asked 50 souls to carry a part of our soul. And in turn, they might have asked 50 souls. Also, the people who have ascended before us, like Jesus, Buddha, Mother Mary, all those souls who could have advanced onto another level of being and gone on with their journey, they chose to stick around in the energy realms to help us through this. Now they have voluntarily given some people, some souls, a part of their soul, so they can gain some of their wisdom and knowledge and incorporate it into their life. So that means that we can help this shift from not only our own high wisdom, but from the wisdom of these ascended masters, and there are many of them. But also, when we come to the other side, when our life is ended and we go home, we can see our life from 50 different angles. So like somebody watching fireworks from 50 different places within the crowd. And so we get to see it from different angles, and it gives a more exciting view. And being a twin flame, or having many twin flames sharing aspects of themselves with each other, it means that we are in touch with what each other are doing. And that forms, once we become aware of that, that forms this massive feeling of connection, and we don't feel alone. I used to feel so alone. On the internet, it's a really good place to meet the rest of those souls who are carrying a part of you, a part of your soul, a part of your flame. And we become aware that we're a part of a massive family. And we're in for a future that is just going to blow out of the water everything we've experienced till now. Humanity is entering the phase of opening up and learning our gifts, our psychic gifts, our spiritual gifts, and the things that we can use to enjoy our life more. Things like levitation, telekinesis, telepathy, being able to communicate with your mind with other people. Those are things to look forward to. So do subscribe, because this is what this channel is all about, is awakening you so you can have a wonderful life experience. I look forward to seeing you, and I will be waiting for you in the next video. Bye for now.